Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's talk about how you find freelance clients. It could be, how do I find my first clients? How do I get more clients? Well, a lot of people think if you build a website and you put your portfolio up on Behance or something like that, they will come. Well, I tell you, they will not come. You have to go out and find them. Now, you may be saying, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to have to cold call. Well, nothing that I share with you in this video is going to require you to pitch or to cold call. What really matters is where and how you get on people's radar. Now, I want you to stay with me till the end because I'm going to share with you a secret weapon, the #1 way to get freelance clients in a detailed step-by-step way. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so there are basically 2 ways to get clients. One is promotion. You go out to them. The other one is attraction, where you get them to come to you. Now, notice I didn't use the word passive in that at all. Passive does not enter into it. Both of these things take action. But it's important to understand that the timeline for results of these 2 things are actually very different. Promotion generally gets results faster. Attraction, on the other hand, generally takes longer and revolves around building trust and credibility. Now, before you start with promotion, you actually have to start with building a basic level of awareness. You have to start with, #1, who you know. You want to start with organizations that you belong to, like churches or clubs or sport teams, your family and friends, neighbors, friends of friends, old school or university connections, ex-coworkers, ex-clients, ex-project partners, ex-contractors. Now, you may be asking, okay, so I find these people and I reach out to them, what should I say? Well, you want to reach out with a personal email and possibly even a short video using Bonjoro or Facebook or a private YouTube video. Or you could even text them. And what you do is you describe the work that you want, what it is that you do, and the type of work that you want, the type of clients that you want to work with. And tell them and describe to them how they can help you, that you need word of mouth, you need a referral. And the key thing important in this is that you want to make it easy for them. So giving them sort of swipe copy or some sort of script that they can copy and paste and use in an email is really helpful to getting people to take action on it for you. Remember, you have to also return the favor and ask if there's anything that you can do to help them and make sure to thank them. Now, the next thing that you have to do is you have to establish some sort of basic presence. You have to establish some sort of basic brand ecosystem for yourself. This is where you're going to be driving people to learn more about you. Now, a basic brand ecosystem looks like this. It's your website, it's your portfolio, which could be on your website, a social media channel or 2, and possibly posting your portfolio on an additional site like Behance or Dribbble or something like that. Now, it's also super nice, but you don't have to do this at the beginning. You could develop later things like participating in social groups on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, or you could develop landing pages with lead magnets attached to them, developing an email list. Also, posting original content is a great idea. Okay, let's talk for a moment about promotion. This is advertising the old school way. You want to start off small. You want to start off local. I recommend you join the local Chamber of Commerce, which is usually a collection of local business people. And very often there aren't a lot of marketing or design or creative people in those sorts of groups, so you have a very small range of competition amongst the local businesses. It elevates the level of awareness of you in your local area. And then you want to buy advertisements on that local Chamber of Commerce website. Generally, those ads are super cheap, and I highly recommend it. Next, another old school take is developing business cards. Yes, physical business cards, and dropping them or leaving them in coffee shops or restaurants, banks around town. You can also, if you make an agreement with the retail proprietor, possibly even leave flyers that are describing what you do. Another great way to promote yourself is free swag. So things like keychains and fridge magnets and beer koozies and hats and t-shirts, laptop skins, that sort of thing. One resource I use for this is a great company, and they're not paying me for this, is 4imprint.com. So the number 4imprint.com. It's a great site. It's an easy way to get started. They have super low minimums and the prices are super reasonable. So you can take your company logo, your agency logo, get it printed up on some stuff and send it out or give it away to prospects. Another method of promotion and advertising is ads, right? So you've heard the old saying, you have to spend money to make money. Well, it is in many cases really true. Facebook ads, though, are a really easy way to get started. You can get started with as little as a couple dollars a day, $5 a day. Now, like Facebook or hate Facebook, their targeting of specific customer avatars is unmatched. They have all the data, and it's really easy to target ads to smaller groups of people. The process is really easy. What you have to do is install the Facebook pixel on your website or your landing page, and then you run ads to drive traffic to that blog post or that landing page. People who click on the ad get tagged in Facebook. And then what you do is you build lookalike audiences of those people who actually clicked on your ad, and you create target audiences that you can expand upon and create more targeted ads for. And then you retarget those people with more product and service ads. Google AdWords, meaning text ads on Google's search engine, are not as cheap, but also can sometimes be very effective. Another way to get started at the very beginning of freelancing is to list yourself on freelance marketplace sites like Fiverr, or I actually recommend Upwork over Fiverr. It seems to have better results for the people that I've heard from. Now, the pros to sites like Upwork are it's a great way to start, it's a great way to get early experience and to make some initial client connections that you can then take offline and make more money. One of the cons with sites like this is that there's this downward pricing pressure from designers in the developing world that make it really hard to charge more money for what you do or get noticed if your rates are higher on sites like this. But if you can price yourself low at the beginning, make some connections, get some early work, you can generally develop some client relationships that can grow into something that's more lucrative. Another place to find freelance work is on non-marketplace sites. These are things like CRAIGSLIST, where you can list your services for hire, but you can also go looking for people who are looking for services like yours. Now, and also recommend that you look in more cities than your local CRAIGSLIST city listing, because the world is without borders and you can work digitally and you don't have to be limited to the city that you're in. Another opportunity for job listing sites are your local colleges or universities that offer design degrees. Many times they have job boards that are filled with freelance opportunities that are related to the design department, but you can make use of them even if you're not an alumni. You can also look on websites like crop.com or smashingjobs.com or creativehotlist.com. These are generally full-time job listing sites, but they also include part-time and sometimes even freelance project-based job listings. Now, moving towards the attraction side of the continuum and slightly away from the promotion side, you could develop some sort of a free training, some mini course or some sort of webinar. There are lots of continuing education, either colleges or learning centers that are neighborhood-based or even in high schools where you could offer a course in something that you are great at and become known for it and increase the level of neighborhood awareness of your services and your existence. Also, co-working spaces often offer programs for the people who are members of the co-working space. You could offer an online free Zoom call or a Google Hangout, how to improve your Facebook page, how to create better tweets, how to improve your website. You want to teach what you know and what it is that you do, what it is that you offer. Branding for small business, video marketing for entrepreneurs. Whatever it is that you offer, you want to teach a course on that thing. Now, you may think that giving away your knowledge for free is not the best business development way of going about it. But the thing is that people will recognize your expertise, and instead of doing it for themselves, they'll realize how hard it is, and they'll actually want to hire you to do it for them. Now let's talk about attraction, a bit of the longer game when it comes to finding freelance clients. One of the things that you can do is develop lead magnets or freebies, because everyone wants something for free. What you do is create some sort of a digital asset, a PDF, a checklist, a resource list, some sort of a small ebook, or how-to guide that revolves around the sorts of products and services and expertise that you have and that you offer. And then you want to put them up on a pop-up on your website so people can download that digital asset after giving you their email address. You can also use landing pages for that sort of a purpose. You can also post about them on social and drive people to your website and your landing pages from social, or mention them in blog posts or articles and drive people that way. So a power tip that I wanted to share with you is you want to make sure that you ask other people, ask your connections to share these things for you on social, expanding your reach. And then the other thing that you have to make sure to do, and a lot of people forget to do this, is that when you develop your lead magnet or your digital asset, you want to make sure it's branded. You want to make sure all of your contact information on there, your social sites are on there, your website is on there, and you brand it visually the way your brand is designed. You want to make sure that you are pushing forward your brand at every opportunity. And then there's the gold standard of attraction marketing, content marketing. To maintain awareness and grow your attraction level, you have to remain visible. Your website and your portfolio site are not enough. You have to develop content. I have the saying that says, out of feed, out of mind. You have to be constantly showing up in people's feed. The ways of doing this are writing blog posts, and also guest posting counts, because if you guest post on other people's sites, you're actually leveraging their audiences, which is sometimes easier than building your own. You want to develop social media content, things like articles and videos, image graphics, quote graphics, carousels, etc. Things that are shareable. Also, developing an email list and an email newsletter are great ways to expand your reach. Developing YouTube videos, and also being interviewed for other people's YouTube videos or other people's podcasts also totally counts in terms of developing content for your brand. You want to establish authority with authenticity and value. Now, the one thing that people forget about a lot of times is engagement. You want to make sure that you're answering and responding to every comment that you get on your posts. You want to elevate the level of conversation, develop a real conversation with the people who are following you. You also want to comment on other people's posts, because that is another way of leveraging the audiences of others and building the awareness of you as an expert and someone who's really engaged. Facebook groups and LinkedIn forums are also a great place to do this. You can also participate in other professional online communities or professional blogs. You want to ask questions and spark conversations. You want to provide answers to other people's questions. The idea behind all of this is that you want to give before you ever ask for anything. You want to become recognizable, become an expert. And one power tip here, this is a great trick. Whenever you make a comment, you want to tag other people in those comments, because it'll draw their attention to you, and they also will be grateful that you are leveling up their visibility as well. Now, at the beginning of this video, I promised you a secret weapon, the #1 way to get freelance clients in a detailed step-by-step way. So here's the problem. Attraction and content marketing requires time and consistency. It is definitely the long game. So the traditional kind of funnel of content marketing is, at the top of the funnel is awareness, where people are experiencing your content in the feed. And then that develops interest. With your consistency, over time, interest will develop. And then people will make a decision. The trigger to engage with you happens. And finally, the action, buying whatever your product or service is. Now, the solution to a quicker sales process here is that you want to jump over awareness and interest and jump right into decision and action. But how do you do that? Here's how you do it. You do it with referrals. You do it with word of mouth. But you need advocates to refer you. And so here's the step-by-step process to get that to happen. Now, the one thing I want to tell you is that LinkedIn is the best platform to do this on. Why? Because on LinkedIn, you can take every single step that I'm going to describe with you right on the platform. You can message the advocate or the person that you want to get the referral from right there on LinkedIn. They can contact the prospect on LinkedIn. The prospect can check out your profile directly on LinkedIn. And then you can develop a messaging relationship with that prospect on LinkedIn without going off the platform. There's no distractions. And people also go there to do business, so they expect to be pitched there. Okay, so here's the step-by-step process. On day one, the person you want to get a referral from on LinkedIn, you direct message them with an introduction. Hello, great to connect. No ask, no pitch. Then 1 week later, you DM them again. You send them a curated article they might enjoy. Again, no ask, no pitch. And then you go and comment on 2 of their posts. And in those comments, you tag 3 other connections that would benefit from whatever it is that they posted. Because that increases your prospects' exposure, and they're going to be grateful to you for doing that. And then 1 week later, you do the exact same thing in the second step again. And then a week after the third step, you DM them again and you send them another curated article. But this time you add your elevator pitch. You say, I hope you've gotten some value from the content that I've been sending you. And then you describe who you help, what you help them do, and what you provide. I help X do Y by providing Z. And then finally you add, do you know anyone who might need my help? If so, I'd really welcome any suggestions you might have for people that I could connect with. And then see what happens. If you don't hear back, a week later you follow up only one time and you say, hey, I'm sure you've been really super busy, but I was wondering if you might have time to give me a suggestion or a referral to someone who you think I might be able to help. I've found this process to be really effective on LinkedIn, and I've gotten a lot of feedback from other creatives who've used similar processes. And then when you get that introduction, when you get that referral, you go through the same 4-week process again with the person you got referred to. But in the end, you do something different. You offer them some free value, because free value will really cement that deal. You do a quick audit of your prospect's website or the design or the copy or the imagery or their video channel or some sort of social media platform, and then you share your opinion with them. What you think is great about it, what you think could possibly be improved, and how you would go about fixing it. And then at the end you say, hey, you can get someone else to help you execute these improvements that I've suggested to you, but I'd be happy to do it for you, no pressure. What you're basically doing is you're planting a seed. It's like the princess and the pea. You're making a suggestion of improvement, and they now know something needs to be improved, that something is wrong. And they're going to value you for having given them that insight, and they're also going to be more apt to come to you to fix it. So that's it. I hope you like this video on how to get freelance clients and the #1 step-by-step way to do it on LinkedIn. And if you did, please hit the subscribe button below and make sure to bang that notifications bell. And if you need help with your brand strategy, your brand design, or your professional creative career, reach out to me at philipvandusen.com and let's see what we can do to get you to the next level. And with that, thanks again for watching, and bye for now.